The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the hosts and guests and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the podcast platform, its affiliates, or even the hosts. The information provided is for general informational purposes only and should not be taken as legal, financial, or professional advice. The host and guests are not liable for any errors of omission in the content, nor for any losses, injuries, or damages arising from the use of the information provided. Listeners are encouraged to seek professional advice relevant to their specific circumstances. Now enjoy the...
You are now running with scissors. Let's go.
Hey.
How's everyone?
Thanks, Liv. I was wondering what was going on there.
I was about to say.
Hello, everybody.
I was about to say.
Everyone. Welcome.
Hey, guys. Yeah, all that good stuff. That's Penny. That's RG. That's Michelle. I'm
No.
Hey guys. Check this out. I was early today, right? And mind you, like I am just about, I would say, early. Once every season. Once a season. All right.
Okay, we can
average one a season. And so on my day of all days of me being here, you know what I'm saying? Oh, look at me, y'all. I'm early. Let me log in. Let me have the ring light set up. Let me make sure that my laptop is fixed. Let me make sure the topics is updated. Oh, let me make sure I have a couple extra subtopics just in case I want to jump into something. Transitions, all types of stuff. Look, I'm producing as I'm getting prepared. Did you hear me? And this is a word for y'all in the back. But anyway, man, I'm in here, right? The next, Penny pop in. I'm like, oh, okay, what's happening, man? She seen me with my little shirt off. My little muscles was rippling in the air and whatnot. So I had to cut off the camera. So then I ran off, right? I was like, okay, let me go put on the shirt. I come back. Guess what? Michelle 1L pop in. I'm like, oh, okay, that's a bet, man. Hey, so we, conversating, politicking, having a grand old time. Grand old discussion, right? Grand old discussion. I'm loving it, man. And I'm feeling some energies missing. I'm feeling like, man, a portion of my heart is just not there. And coming to find out, oh, my big brother, the actual producer, my right hand, 20 grand. If I had it in my hand, that's my man. He gonna have it in his hand too. Right. He missing. He's missing.
That's right.
Because he was being super Negro.
Hey,
super
only and super are two different things. Only. Okay. Two different things, sir.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome to Running with Scissors.
Right? I'm so happy.
I've been in corporate America, Mr. Fix It, like DoorDash. I did all that in about 4 hours.
Right? You ain't lying. Well, congratulations on your early arrival. We're so excited.
Well, hold on. Y'all are not going to just keep talking and not address my nicks. Like, we're not going to do that today. Your nicks. We are not going to do that today.
All right. Well,
we're not hearing it.
All right. Well, I knew that was going to happen. So I got mine out the way. Go ahead.
You saw that coming?
Stop playing with
y'all did
shots
see it
to
coming.
The Knicks because they did the damn thing. Y'all already saw that, right? We going to the finals.
All right.
27 years later.
For sure.
We on our way.
Oh, whoa. Longer than that since the win. No. We're not going to
win. I didn't say win.
Try 54 years.
No, since we won. That's not what I'm talking about. 27 years since we went to the finals.
Oh, yeah. Going and winning are two different things.
That's it. I'm talking about winning. We're not there yet. So let's relax, sir.
All right. Well,
that is congratulations, shade, by the way.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Who did y'all lose to in those finals?
Oh,
Which one in the last one?
In '99.
San Antonio. That was the
It was
short
San
year.
oh wow, really? That's so interesting.
You lost to a team in Texas.
Yeah, but that team in Texas ain't even made it yet, so let's relax. Calm down.
I'm just going.
This is really rowdy.
Okay, Pete,
I'm just gonna let you know.
Dang, this
is this about sports or is this a generational?
No, this is not. But it's
what is this?
No, this is like for me.
Is this a generational difference? What is this?
No, for me, it's just like it's how I put.
I like that you did there. Put that aboard.
That was a good one.
Well done. Well played.
You well played. Well played.
So let's see who we're gonna be up against. Either one of those teams is gonna be a good. It's gonna be a good game, and we're gonna have to really play.
Yeah,
hopefully.
Yeah,
I'm from Texas.
Cleveland just should have. Cleveland should have even came because Cleveland we just tore their ass. Oh, excuse me, we tore them out the frame last night. Okay.
Yeah, they were dreadful. They were low key dreadful.
That was dreadful.
Congratulations on your excitement too. I say we celebrate all wins. It's all good. It's all good.
Today we only celebrate the Knicks.
Oh,
okay.
Oh,
today's the day.
Right, you shut that down. Not today.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
Today is
May 26th, y'all. Lock it in. Run it with scissors. It's the Knicks day.
All right.
That's rough.
Be like, I'm sorry, Mr. Wondale. You can feel free to join us in the chat. It just won't be online, but we recognize you. We see you. Go ahead, say your piece. Is that AI? Are you AI?
Is who AI?
Right. AI. This is in living color.
Are we AI?
Oh, that's cool.
Now with this Nick shirt on, we not.
She's saying it's got to be virtual reality because the Knicks ain't never winning. That's what she's saying. That's kind of what she's saying.
That's hilarious.
It's got to be in the chat saying AI. Yeah. No, maybe they're AI. I don't know.
It's interesting.
But either way, tonight's topic.
The Knicks for her.
The because it's Nick Day.
It's Nick Day.
Yes.
Bro, you guys have 2 championships, bro. Like you have 2.
That's all
Houston, we have 2 as well. Like, calm down.
Let me tell you something. Y'all already know this.
Okay.
You might say hi. You on the camera?
Hi, y'all.
Nickelodeon Kids Day.
Y'all better stop. Listen, y'all know what's
you call the Knicks Nickelodeon Day.
Man, it's Knicks Day.
All the Nick hate. All the Nick hate. It's okay. It's okay. All the Nick hate. It's fine. I'll take it. But we here. So that's all I got to say.
Okay, she can have her fun. Let her have her fun.
Yeah. So what we talking about today, y'all?
Gracious.
Generational differences, respect versus control.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You old motherfucker. Out the gate. Clip that.
Were we taught respect or some of us taught obedience? I got a question. We're going to start this off.
All right.
Were we really taught about Nick Nation on stuff? Were we really taught? Were we really taught respect?
Hey, somebody.
She already told us. She gave us the disclaimer. We're
finna take a 5.
Well,
let me
all right, we're gonna get serious now. So we gotta
okay.
Were we really taught respect, or were some of us taught obedience disguised as respect?
Can it be both? It kind of feels like both. The older
I'm gonna say dual credit. I vote dual credit.
Okay.
Your turn. What you think?
I think that there's a difference between control and respect. I think, I know my parents didn't feel like children deserve respect. And I'm quite sure a lot of y'all probably have the same experience.
Yeah, for what?
I just think that instead of
if I'm feeding you and clothing you, If I put food in your stomach and clothes on your back and education in your mind, what respect do you have?
Yeah.
Oh, no, he didn't. I heard
Which
it.
kind respect for where?
And
That
so
didn't work.
somebody says obedience is respect.
See, like, you know what? I'm gonna add another word. Because you said respect or obedience and fear. Because you had some folks that was just trying to instill fear. They didn't even think, they didn't even care about the. Because some people actually tell you, I don't care if you respect me, but you gonna, you know what I'm saying? They would go into that. I didn't like it. I couldn't stand that growing up. But everything that E just said was full blown trigger. I was that child where it was just like, fine, keep your food. I'm a vegetarian. I'm fasting. I'll just be naked. I'm moving out tomorrow. Like, I couldn't stand when they held that over your head. This is my house.
Don't threaten me with
you can have your house.
Dog, you be outside so damn fast.
Yeah,
it was
getting put out. Yeah, that's how I got put out when I was 18. Yeah, and when she put me out, I was like, I was excited because I was like, yeah, because I was having a good time anyway in the street.
I was mad. I ran away. My mama drove on it and picked me up.
The streets got a little tough. I had to come crawling back. It's gonna come back home.
See, no, but that's how you push.
That's that right there is part of the reason why I was called. Why I just strategically waited, and then I just never came back.
Never came back.
See,
I was too much outside. That was the problem. I thought that I was being grown, and I really wasn't. I think I probably lasted about 30 days.
Pretty good.
That's actually pretty good, especially for the first time.
I was staying at a friend's house and we just was turned up because her mother was never home. So, we were just doing all kinds of stuff. But then, things got a little crazy. And I was like, I'm going home.
Yeah.
I'm going home.
That's interesting. No.
Once reality kick in, boy, it's a different beast.
I ain't had no job. I ain't got no money. What I'm doing?
It just depends. See, that lets you know either where are you going to be wise about what you're doing, or are you going to just, let it play out? Are you going to ask for help, or is your pride going to be in the way? And that gives you a whole different segment of your childhood and your adulthood with those three factors. Like, all right, it's rough in these streets, but what am I going to do? I mean, look, leaving out, not even unprovoked, very provokedly, and leaving out like that, just with those same type of words. I didn't even know what I could do until that moment. I did not know I was such a hustler. I did not know that I was really just like, you know what? I ain't got nothing to lose, so let's just go. I learned it in that moment because it was crazy. Right. It was just like, you pushed me out here, but now that I'm out here, all right, I done learned a lot about myself. I am capable. I knew what I didn't.
Looks like Michelle's editor is acting like the Knicks in the finals.
Oh, did you hear him?
That was a good one.
I heard you, hater. I heard you.
That was a good one.
So unprovoked.
But seriously, though,
a lot of people are messed up.
No, I would say it like this, right? I have respect for my kids. I respect what they say. I'm just not taking no lip off them. We can't negotiate when you eat at my table. So I'm willing to listen to you, but unless you about to do this hot 40 and start following these reports like your boy, I don't want to hear it. You only got so much of this talking we gonna listen to. So I respect what you're going through because I was once young and I tried to take that to account, but there's only so much. Because my thing is, like, me controlling you doesn't help you grow. So I'm gonna give you as much space as I can within reason. You know what I'm saying? Because me telling you what to do, how to do it, what am I actually teaching you? Am I teaching you to be independent? I'm teaching you how to think for yourself? No. So I try to balance it out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, I can do. I agree.
We grew up under the do what I say, do as I say, not as I do. Listening without questioning our parents. Mm-hmm. There's no such thing as asking why. No, you would get popped for doing that. You ain't doing that. But
so how do you parent now?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Well, mine is grown, so I parented the same way I was raised.
I was about to say, so they couldn't ask you why.
I got to when my oldest son got to be about maybe I would say 9 was when I started to allow him to express himself. Okay. Or if he was upset about something. But it's like the bad part about that is that, his grandmother, they spent a lot of time with their grandmother because I work nights. Mm-hmm. So they all old school, that's the grandmother. Mm-hmm. So it's like there's that programming there. She wasn't trying to hear that. So I'm over here like, let him speak. He don't need to speak. He needs to stay in the child's place.
Exactly.
So I was met with all of that. So it was just, it was, it was crazy.
Okay. I went the complete opposite and extreme in some areas, but the complete opposite of what I saw. Because my children, I raised them that your life doesn't start when you turn 18, it's right now. Who you want to be is what you do right now. So be careful what kind of habits you choose. Be careful how you tease each other, because you're either traumatizing yourself or you're teaching yourself how to deal with the outside world. It's practice at home. But I told them, you can ask me any question, but how you ask me is everything. Like the way you deliver it, that is everything. Do not come out sideways. Do not raise your tone. You can ask me a question, but you still have to be respectful. I wanted to make sure that they were seen, because I couldn't stand that. I could not stand not being seen. All the things that those adults thought they were getting away with, I'm like, we saw it. When we couldn't sit at the big table, we was at the little table talking about it. You know what I'm saying? We was in the back room talking about it at the cookout. You know what I'm saying? It's like the kids still see it. We may not know the details of why you got evicted, but we saw your stuff on the street, whether you told us why or not. Like we saw.
I guess my better question was, why would you need to know? What would it have solved? What would it have done? You know.
But I think we all agree that even if you don't know the details, you are still being affected by your environment, the adults that are the ones who's supposed to teach you how to deal with conflict. The way you handle the situation means everything. I'm watching you.
Right.
I'm watching you. And that whole thing, hey, look, that's why they came up with that little raggedy term, do as I say, not as I do. Because you raggedy.
Right. Because you was doing some raggedy mess.
I want you to be raggedy too. I just want you to.
You smoke cigarettes. Why I can't smoke?
Right. With a cigarette in hand. Look.
With a cigarette in hand.
You shouldn't smoke.
Bad for you. That's bad for you.
Drink. You know, the things that we show our children oftentimes,
bad for you.
They mimic it. You grew up in a household where there's drinking and smoking and cussing, all the different things. What you think you're going to end up doing?
Right. Especially when it's blended with not just people that they don't know.
Doing a podcast, actually. Doing a podcast.
It's like their environment is blended with people they look up to, that they respect. It's not just always chaos, that they want to be like you. For whatever attention they want to seek, they want to be like somebody in that room. And if they don't remember anything that you say, we do remember what you did.
That's true. And telling your kids to do as I say, not as I do, and your child wants to be you or be like you, what message are we actually sending? Because they end up being like you. They do. And
especially if you only give them attention,
all your mess, and all your mess.
And if you only give them attention when they sharing your vices,
right?
That's what they're gonna do. Like now, your drinking is nostalgia for them as an adult. That drinking, I used to drink with, you know what I'm saying, my father back in the day, or I started with my mom, and that was the only time that we actually
drunk with your parents.
Not me, but most people, everybody I knew drank with their parents.
What happened to literacy is that?
Think about it, RG. Think about it. People don't wait till they're an adult to make bad choices. That stuff starts. I mean, folks be full blown smoking at 12.
I had a lot of leeway.
And usually at home.
I was growing up, a lot of bad influences, a lot of things that my parents, my mother, I would say my mother, because my dad wasn't in the household, but my mother let us get, because she was dealing with her own stuff. So it was kind of like we was getting away with a lot of shit.
And you trauma bond with your parents at home.
Trying to trauma bond. I mean, I wouldn't sit around drinking with my mother. No, I didn't do any of that. She wouldn't do that, but she knew that I was drinking. Let me just say that.
A lot of parents do, and when I tell you, all of my peers, that was their situation. They're drinking, they're smoking. That stuff was at home. I remember skipping school, and the whole family was at home. The ones who had been expelled, the ones that were on probation, their mama had been laid off, or she was just collecting a check. We all in the living room on this Tuesday morning at 9:30, smoking and drinking like it's not a Tuesday. That stuff starts at home. And then a lot of the parents, they call themselves, the ones that actually do want a relationship, they call themselves protecting their kids. I'd rather you do it at home than out there in the street. So that thing is completely normal. Completely normal. And it makes that vice nostalgic. Because this is the only time I can chill with my mom or my dad. It happens all the time. All the time. That's the only time you get heard.
So the park at Uno is out of the question. Are we just gonna get smoking and drinking at 7? Is that what we do?
Hey, look, Uno got real rowdy in the streets.
I didn't have no Uno growing up.
No Uno. Don't that sound sad? No Uno.
Uno didn't exist when I was a kid.
How old are you? It was a real question.
I'm 57 years old.
Y'all, it was the way she presented it.
I'm just saying it was no. It's like I'm Frederick Douglass, right?
It was the way you said it.
We played things like I declare war.
Yeah,
We didn't have no Uno.
I don't
even know Uno. I don't even know Uno wasn't in my household when I was 7 or 8.
She said you was outside playing stick ball.
I didn't know. Yeah.
Hey, look, that was some good days.
And hopscotch and jacks and all the things. Yes.
Hey, look, her legs are stronger than all of ours. You know what I'm saying? She a mule over this piece. Like that was fun.
Probably
going
why
outside
they
and making up things.
I did all of that. See, we actually played outside. We didn't
climbing trees.
We played outside too. Well, my generation.
Do you know you're probably no, you are. It's like the last.
You know, she might be older something because Uno was written in 1971. So she.
I told y'all that wasn't
that's not even shade though.
I was born in 68, but that wasn't a common game like it was in the 80s.
It was still
stuff.
Okay.
It was new.
It was developed back then, but it took a little minute before it went to market. So it's actually
right.
Okay.
I respect my
Hey, look, we know Uno. Uno Monopoly.
Throw a stick on the floor.
It was one thing when you was playing cards,
Monopoly.
but I know I have observed some very interesting and questionable behavior over some Uno and Monopoly. Like any type of
Monopoly, of course.
Vice paired with that, the family was on something else. Go ahead and
get somebody that have card parties. Where all the kids had to be in the room and all the parents was out front drinking, smoking, cussing, doing dance, whatever they was doing. So yeah, we was in the back.
In the back. Right? That was the only time you was hanging out with the cousins.
Yeah. Like, trying to figure out which one we gonna send out there to go ask for some water.
Yeah,
you the youngest, you go.
Who gonna go out there to go get
you the youngest,
come back with all the
intel. As the representative, like, we all thirsty. Go get some water for us.
Those particular, I lie to you not. When I tell y'all that my whole business, like my whole purpose and passion was built behind exactly what Michelle just said, those parties and the kids being in the back and the folks in the front, it was completely because of that situation. It's like that was the only time that the family got together. You didn't see them in between, right? They act like they didn't even like each other any other time except for when it was like a reunion or something or a funeral. And then when they separated us and didn't want to hear it, that made me feel a certain way. And then when I did get sent to go get the water, or if somebody called me to go fix a drink because they was playing cards, the stuff that I would hear, it was never something serious and it was never complete sentences. It was like the sarcasm was real, the jokes was real, the laughs were, questionable, but they never talked about goals, business. What are you doing? When's the next time that we sing? You ain't hearing none of that kind of stuff. So everything that I heard,
I am not talking about stock tips while we play with. I'm sorry.
You come out that room,
get these books.
Your hands back in the room. You can't even come out and go to the bathroom. You'll get yelled at.
And you would get yelled at, exactly. But that was the only time you was exposed to them, and that's all I hear. And when I tell you, as an adult, it just through childhood left a whole bunch of questions for me. I still, and nobody would answer. You a child, stay in a child's place. They wouldn't answer the in-between questions. And I never saw the responsible side. It's none of your business what we're going through. I could see tears. I could see somebody consoling, never knew what it was for. And then I just found out, what? Adults tell half-truths and they really don't have it together. But they don't tell you that when you're growing up. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna ask you a question. So what could you have done in that moment outside of be sad with them?
As a child, you see a lot. You see a lot and smart.
That's what I'm saying, though. You're seeing
I think that the approach should have been different because they, I don't feel like they should be like, oh well, just so and so was, the husband just left up or whatever the hell's going on. They got so much drama because I can't. But I do think that how they spoke to the children should have been different or better. Don't just yell at them, get out of here, because now you're like you're rejecting the child. Now they grew up with that. So now I can't ask a question because I'm going to get yelled at.
I know I could have made my mother feel a lot better if she had talked to me as a child, because the things as an adult now that I hear, the way that she thought that things had played out, how she thought that I was affected, I could have saved her some grief. Where it's like, I didn't think that at all. Like, you protected me very well. I wasn't even aware that you was going through that situation. Like, you handled that business. Like, I felt safe with you. I would have been able to give her some comfort, because I found out as an adult there was so much guilt that she still has right now. I'm 43. My parents, both my mother and my father, it's like there's so much guilt that they had from my childhood, not being able to do it the way they want to, and everything that we went through. And I tell them, it's like, if you would just express that, like, that's not how I saw it at all. Or I did see that situation you thought you had. I did see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't.
I don't know, man. Because our part of our job as parents is to make their lives better. Where I feel like it's not my job to put my burdens on my children. That's why I work my ass off, and so they don't have to deal with the BS I go through Monday through Friday. So why would I share that with them when I know that I can give them some game later? You know what I'm saying?
Because you had your stuff together, but if we end up homeless, guess what, bro? I was affected.
You're gonna have to share the burden, because guess what? We ain't got we ain't got no food.
Hey, look, or you told me to hurry up and get a job too, or you pulled me out of school to help you with these bills, because we remember we're healthier than a lot of people. So some people are getting pulled out of middle school with no explanation. You're the man of the household now, especially in single parent households.
Yeah,
they are being directly affected by that stress.
Yeah, absolutely. Because guess what? Even if we're not sharing things with our children, they feel the energy. They know something's off. They know something's wrong. They hear the conversations, not directly. They hear you talking to your partner or on the phone or whatever you got going on. They hear all of that. So now they're left to kind of decipher that on their own. Because they don't want to come and ask the question, because they're going to get told, mind your business, go away, that kind of thing.
I'm fine. I'm
not putting your burdens on your children, but I do think that there need to be some kind of conversation to, even if it's easing their mind, not to worry. I got this, whatever the case may be, because they're hearing stuff. I was reading the Me Too.
How do you present that to your kid? Because it's one thing to say, how do you present it? Well, I'm not saying that because I'm fighting back. Someone needs to understand how to present certain things like that to your kid, because it's not easy. Trust me.
No, it's not easy.
It's going to really change based upon the temperament of the child. You know what I mean?
I'm going to say you have to know your child.
We have some kids that are stronger in certain areas of life than others, and even if they haven't experienced, so much of it, like, I think
you got to be honest first.
It'll vary based on the kid.
You have to be honest with yourself first. You have to. And this is what we were looking at, what we are talking about. We're dealing with unhealed and sometimes immature adults,
right,
who don't know how to problem solve. They don't know how to communicate, and that's kind of how they end up passing that down. So you have to be honest with yourself. If you're freezing up or you don't want it, what's the reason why you don't think that you can explain it to your children who are looking at you every single day, and they know when your patterns are off and you shift? We know our parents. We may not know the words of like insecurity. We may not know depression, but we watching them go up and down. You know the habits of your parents. You're outside looking in. So if you know,
we also got to take into account there's some people who are in unique situations with kids who don't have, like I said, the temperament to be able to even the capacity to be even to grasp certain conversations. You know what I mean? Like people who are severely on the spectrum, or
right,
or what I'm saying, things of that nature.
Don't talk to them.
That's different.
You can't talk to them. If you have a child that's going to be suicidal because you lost your job, don't tell them the bills are late.
No, your child. If you don't have the skills to explain it, then it's better to leave it where it's at, because we call ourselves trying to sometimes be transparent, and we do more harm than good. So
because you don't want to cause all the trauma to them, because there are some parents that tell their kids everything. That's unhealthy as well.
Right, that's the other extreme.
Yeah, that's the other extreme.
See, I grew up differently because there wasn't a lot of secrets when it came to the way the household ran and stuff like that when I grew up.
Such a blessing.
So sometimes I wish I didn't know as much as I did, because it wasn't a lot of secrets. I'm like, wait a minute, whoa, man, I just want to watch Thundercats. Wait, it's a lot to deal with. You know what I'm saying? So I've come from my parents were very transparent about the way stuff, how white things look. You know what I mean? Not in an abusive way, but if I asked them, you got to answer. And sometimes I didn't want to know the answer, and I didn't realize I didn't know the answer.
Right?
I heard the answer. Yes. So
I watched my mother
shout
be
out to my
depressed
parents.
about stuff, and I didn't know why. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it's just watching your mother be depressed, and it's like, what the hell is going on? So your mother's depressed, now you're depressed because you don't know what's going on, and you can't fix it. You don't know what
that
to
love
do.
their parents always want to help, right? Because you love them so much, so you want them to feel the way they make you feel. So it's inherently a thing where your kids going to want to help you, and sometimes there's situations where they can't, and it's almost like a letdown for them because they feel like they failed you.
A kid can't do nothing but console you and hug you. Okay, mommy, and give you a hug. What can they possibly do?
It depends on the maturity. I definitely wanted to help my mom. Like, you know, if she was a single parent, she was a single parent, and at 13, I wanted to have a job, have an apartment, and help my mother with the bills.
Okay,
just to relieve her of the stress.
those ages when you can go and get some of you program because yes, you want to get a job, but I didn't want to get a job to help my mother. I wanted to get a job because my mother couldn't afford to buy me the things that I wanted. So that's why I didn't want to get a job.
It depends on that.
Thinking, but I'm a kid, so I shouldn't have to be worrying about the bills at 13 or 14.
Oh, exactly. But we know with single parents, that stuff gets different. I'm about to say, because I know I was 10 when I started cooking for the family.
I cooked early, but not because I had to, because I wanted to learn how to cook. I used to watch my mother. So
that's why I think it's so good. That's why I really like you guys don't understand, because I told y'all beforehand, I did not grow up with the sense of community and both parents and grandparents. That was not my reality at all. So it is such a blessing to even be attached to not just one person, but I got 3 people that had both their parents, has grandparents, and cousins and stuff like that. That was not my reality at all. I was completely surrounded by dysfunction, and not in my house. My house was the most functional place to be, but everybody else, complete opposite.
All of that is great, but I grew up with all of that in dysfunction.
I love the variation.
Literally.
So it's like both sides of the coin. It's still dysfunction, right?
Hey, look, that's what my mama
of which, there's something about that time. We step away for a second and let these commercials play.
Indeed.
Commercial.
Well done.
WSAN Radio, the soul of America and beyond. Turn it up and feel the rhythm of the greatest old school music ever made. From Smokey Robinson and the Temptations to Diana Ross, Aretha Franklin, Luther Vandross, and more. This is the music that touches your soul and moves your spirit 24/7. Listen live now at WSANradio.com and take the vibe with you everywhere. Download the WSAN Radio app today on the Apple App Store or Google Play. WSAN Radio, feel the soul.
Got me together with this 2-piece. It's the good leggings, no see-through business.
We are back, running with scissors. I'm RG, my main man, Ezel Moon, my brother, my sister, Michelle with 1L, Penny Owens, the one and only. And shout out to Olivia in the back, making sure our production work is top notch.
Big Liv.
And if you just joined us, Nick Nation.
Nice topic, dear Liv. What you got?
I have a question for you guys.
Man. What you got?
We listen.
Control versus guidance.
If they wasn't grandma, it was all control.
Right. So there's a huge difference there, right?
Yeah.
Can someone love you and still try to control you?
Yes.
Yeah.
And look, and that goes for not even just your relationships and romantic, okay? That's relationships, like your peers.
I'm talking about parents and things like that. Because most of our parents.
I know, but that's like everybody. Your siblings will do that too. An older sibling.
Because guidance looks different than control, in my opinion.
Right. Very much so.
You know, when you're trying to control every single thing that your child does, that's not guidance. That's you're going to do what I say.
That's not healthy either.
And that's very unhealthy.
Okay, but what if you're literally trying to guide them in all these different aspects of life because of the fact that you've been through all those aspects of life? Like,
that makes perfect would be sense.
Like, tell me, like, for example, right? I drank for quite some time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now my son has reached an age where he is considering to drink, right? Mind you, you know, he has access to it with me being there or without me being there, right? How do I guide him? Like what would guidance look like, and what would control look like in that situation?
You want to take it?
Yeah, I got it. Man, don't drink. It's bad for your health. You don't want to do that. Don't go down a dark road. You might end up in jail.
No.
Oh, what I tell you about touching that thing? That's control. You're putting fear in their heart. But like, hey, fam, do me a favor. I can't, you know what I mean? You're going to be on your own. Do me a favor. Don't drink with people you don't trust. Don't leave your drink uncovered. If something happens to you, call me. No matter what time it is, I got you. Be where you're surrounded.
Do it.
You know what I mean? I can't be with you all the time, but know that if something happens, I'm here for you. You don't have to hide stuff from me. Just keep it a buck with me so I know how to help you.
This is the legal limit.
Hold on, real fast.
This is how many to come on.
Hold on, real quick.
Isn't that encouraging?
Everything. Hold on, no, real fast.
Because I can't be with
you. Everything that you
said.
Everything that you said, you want an outcome of where your child chooses not to drink, right?
Yeah.
No.
I'm
choose to go down that route. Make sure you keep me in the loop so I can protect you and help you if you go down the wrong path. Of course, I'm gonna tell you, hey, you too long to be drinking. You need to go ahead and get your money. You get your education. Do that. But I'm not gonna be with you every day of the week. I can't watch you every day of the week. So if you do go down that road, know that you have support.
But just because you don't have a heavier hand in whether or not,
I wouldn't say
presence goes, that's still you trying to control the outcome of whether or not, hey, if in fact they do choose to drink, that they reach out to me so that I can be their safe.
I'm just saying you want to present an option, because with guidance, one, as a parent, especially of different ages and things, or whatever they choose for themselves, is still their life. They are in control.
You can control and give two options.
Listen, but as a parent, you really, once we accept as parents, we can only guide them. They are in charge of the final decision, right? And everything. So not encouraging them where it's just like, but if you choose, everyone should make informed decisions. If you can choose not to smoke because of A, B, and C. You can, if you do choose, then be responsible, be careful, be aware of the cautions, make an informed decision. Because at the end of the day, you're not going to be with them, and it's for them. So you can tell them, I don't agree, or I don't want you to.
Yeah.
But the decision is up to them. So it's either you're going to teach your child to lie to you, or they're going to include you. And then when you present that option, it will come back to you, because then they feel like, look, they accepted me for what I wanted to do, and at least you gave them an option to come to you. And that is just to put that on the table.
Now, would it be the same if it was crack?
It depends on your background. You know what I'm saying?
Would it be the same conversation?
It depends on your background.
No.
Would it be the same conversation? Because that's where I'm struggling.
Our levels to it, right?
Why crack?
Because that's the next thing you gotta think about. Everybody's not an alcoholic.
Things, and we went to crack. Why did we go 9 steps?
Because it was the 80s. It was easy.
No, bro, this is 2026. You
got to crack in 2026.
Okay, whatever the drug is.
What we want to say?
Last time crack was relevant was when the Knicks made it to the finals. Like, come on, bro.
Okay, so you want us to say fentanyl?
No, let me say this to y'all. Y'all saying the conversation sounds so light and happy. Okay, if you want to choose this, you choose that. If it was something like crack or cocaine, would it be the same conversation?
You would probably be
I'll give you a prime example.
Like,
I'll give you a prime example, right?
Listen, from my philosophical standpoint, I'm speaking towards the fact that we are trying to control the outcome. So either way it goes, it's control. You can dress it up however you want to dress it up as, but we are trying to control the outcome, which is to keep them away from any of those negative outcomes.
I'm telling you the truth. How is that control, bro?
Yes,
because of the fact that you're trying to get them.
Saying.
You want
everybody has a motive. Even if you're trying to influence your child, you're trying to. We all have our motives, and yes, if you're trying to have the best for your child,
to be happy,
that is your motive.
Safe. So
that's your motive.
Gets us
but
to
accepting that you don't have control of the outcome.
Yep.
You can try to guide it. You can try to try to have your say so on it, but acceptance. That's what a lot of parents don't do. Where it's like you don't get to choose what that child's going to do.
You don't.
You don't.
Because I remember telling my mother, I said, when I'm outside of this house, you don't know what I'm doing.
You just flat out told your mom.
I told my mother that. I really did. Hey, look, she's from New York, y'all. She's from New York. She smacked me, but I'm just saying.
I was about to say, you bad. You bad. Well, I know for a fact that you.
Hey, look, y'all looking for the scar? Like, where's?
I'm like, yeah,
I know you got smacked.
I sure did, but yeah, I still said it. Because it's true.
I'll give you a prime example, right? Talk to my youngest. I was telling him about drugs. Like, hey, dog, you want to stay away from drugs. You don't want to mess with that. And you know what I did? I didn't tell him not to take drugs. I showed him what you look like after drugs. So I went online and showed him the most ratchet as ass pictures. This is what you look like after you do meth. This is what you look like after you do crack. And I told him about all my cousins that went down the same path and they were done. So yeah, dog, I gave him the truth of what happens when you go there.
That's
but you didn't say you didn't give him references. Choose to do crack or whatever methanol. You didn't say that.
Okay.
Because you don't want him to choose that. But the
I don't know how we got to crack. But what you do is you give him game. That was a little much. But yeah, we try to give them game so they understand their decisions.
It's interesting.
Damn, crack. I went back to New Jack City, Nito Brown.
You know what, Ezel? That's really for real. That's us telling our generation. You know what I'm saying? Because in the 80s, that was it. It's crack.
So that's my generation.
So for your generation, you're gonna be having the fentanyl. You know what I'm saying? Conversations and stuff like that.
Methamphetamines or whatever they be taking.
Exactly.
But
for us,
conversation has to
the
be
crack and cocaine was the piece.
The alcohol. We look at alcohol as something light. Okay, we can have a drink every now and again, or we have a glass of wine, but alcohol destroys people as well. Mm-hmm. So why is the conversation different for that than it would be for crack cocaine?
Because
everybody can't afford crack cocaine.
Because nobody can.
Everybody can't afford it. And by the time your TV go missing,
if you can buy some alcohol, you can buy some crack.
See, people don't know that till you told them that.
I just want to say it.
It's a little bit more expensive.
Michelle.
That's bad quality. Don't do that.
All right.
I can only speak for myself.
Cracking your crack costs.
I do want to be very clear about something here. I don't know what crack prices are. All right, I want to be very clear about that. I know the price of tequila. I know the price of good tequila. I know the price of some great rum. But I do not know the price of crack. All right, I just want to be. And listen, if you're listening out there,
it probably hasn't changed much.
Everybody, again, she from New York. All right,
they have
a text message system that goes out and alerts everybody in all 5 boroughs that hey, crack has either gone up or down. You know what I'm saying?
Because
it's like a little stock market. It's a real thing.
I don't. I mean, any kind of hard drug.
And with the Knicks going back to the finals, I'm telling you right now, crack has gone up.
You're gonna smoke crack. The Knicks might smoke crack if they lose. Really? So we put them all in a little bowl, right? I feel like all of them should go in the same bowl. Crack,
but you can only talk about drugs, what you know.
Everything, alcohol should all go in the same bowl. And I think that the conversation should apply.
Go in the same bowl.
Everything goes in the bowl. Alcohol.
Can you imagine if that one get clipped?
Fentanyl.
That's gonna be a whole viral moment.
They go in the same bowl because that means it should.
We can't let AI clip that.
It should be the same conversation.
One gave me a hangover. One made me sell my car. There's a big ass difference between alcohol.
Why are we still talking about
you saying sell your car? But alcohol can make you lose everything.
Yes, but people can only talk from and educate from what they know. everybody don't know the different levels of drugs. So yes, it's going to be a bundle effect. But like Ezel said, you have a motive. You're trying to control the narrative and the outcome. All you can do is try, but you really do have to genuinely accept that as a parent, you can't control your child. You can give them guidance and let their wings fly, let them figure out the mistakes on their own, or you can traumatize them by trying to control them and push them out. Because the truth is, and it's the other extreme too, because the truth as a parent, you can do everything that you really feel was best and still mess your kids up.
That's the truth. Because what you think is best is based off of what you know, what you've experienced, and your perspective. So we can't always get it right.
Nope.
I got a question though. When does guidance become manipulation?
When it started that way. When you went in with your motive and you know what when you was fully dedicated to controlling your narrative and you was not going to accept it, you were manipulated.
Control, all those things are kind of in the same vein. And honestly speaking, I believe that you can have let me just make sure. I believe that there's a way to positively spin the manipulation, because you're trying to manipulate your child into doing what you want them to do. At the end of the day, you're trying to control the outcome. You're trying to manipulate your kid, and I wonder what's the actual word. But even if I say what's the actual word, I think the only thing that comes up that's going to come to mind is the word guide them to it. But it's like, hey, if you're beckoning someone down this pathway, whether it be for their best interest or their worst interest, either way it goes, you're trying to get them to your goal is them going down this pathway. And if you have a goal for them in mind, then in fact that is going to have some level of control, some level of manipulation.
Yes, and let's be real.
I think the best thing to do is to really create a healthy environment for your children. Because if the environment is healthy, then as much as possible. I mean, if you're traumatized and you're living in dysfunction, that's a little hard to do. But I'm saying for those who might be starting out with smaller children or whatever, and you can even change the narrative at some point. But if you're creating a healthy environment, then those things are not accessible to your children. Because if you're smoking and drinking and doing all those things in the household, and you're telling your kids, don't do that because it's going to do, they're looking at you like, well, we got a whole full bar. And you can't have a drink every day.
But you have some people that are being, I know some of the like what would be like really the most creative and open-minded parents. And their philosophy on it is actually just to be like really open and cooperative. And they actually engage differently, where it's like, try this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they want their kids to try this to make their own decision, in a sense, you know? It's like they're very, very open and free with them. And it's like, it's a whole, especially with this new generation, it's so different what we learned from the previous generation and then what we did with it. Because I know I did the other extreme. My mom did the other extreme. Yeah. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Because they open now. These kids are on a whole nother level now. That's true.
Hey, but I got something for y'all. You can.
What you got?
You can positively manipulate someone. Those psychologists often prefer the term influence or persuasion.
Right. It's just the wording.
It's better. Manipulation sounds like you're trying to.
You're doing intentionally. Manipulation is you doing it intentionally.
Positive manipulation include nudging, motivating and encouragement, benevolent redirection, strategic support. So helping someone indirectly. So oddly enough, when we say that strategic support, then I'm actually thinking about what RG said about if they're drinking and they get into these certain situations, they should reach out. So that to me, I feel like that's strategic support, which is positive manipulation.
You're giving them an option.
That's the thing. I do feel like that is good because you want to always let your kids know that whatever is going on, that there's a safe space here for you to come to. Yep. Because there are so many kids out here that I read the book, the woman that started the Me Too movement, Tanaya Burke. I read her book, and she kept so much stuff away from her mother because when she started getting abused, and she just had a horrible life. The book was so depressing. I was like, damn. You know, every time I was ready to put it down, but I finished it because we did it for our book club. She did not want to tell her mother all of the things that was happening to her because she didn't want to put her mother through something.
Yes, right. I was that
thought process. You're getting abused, sexually abused, assaulted. Someone's making you have sex with them all the time, and then she was afraid of saying something to her stepfather because she didn't want him to go to jail because she knew that he would kill the person.
I lived that life.
That's
It's very easy to do that.
thing.
So, but that means that there was some sort of fear instilled. If somebody do something to you, I'm gonna kill him. So now you're like, oh my God, I can't tell him because he's gonna go to jail. And it wasn't. If he goes to jail, what happens to us?
And you can't have them. But it could be more like the decisions that I made, where I thought that I was taking one for the team to save my family, to save my siblings, and things, and just kind of subject myself to a lot of abuse, and to not tell them. Even for the years that I didn't tell them, it wasn't even so much just, well, one, I knew with certain people, yeah, they're going to kill them. They're going to go to jail. Sure. And then the other part too was like, I knew that they couldn't handle it. And I knew that it was heavier than what just that one situation. It was a rabbit hole effect of people involved. And if they're not willing to tell their truths, I found out later on about other family members' truths that were attached to that, where it's like, this one thing carries the weight of 2-3 generations. Like, this is a huge thing. This is not just me. This is a huge thing. And like I said, and I knew that as early as 8. Because you don't know how mature your children and stuff are. And that's why I said it really just depends on the child and stuff. But I knew all of that. I knew the weight of what the decision and declaration I put on myself at 8. Yeah, and that really dictates the rest of your life.
To carry for an 8-year-old, that's so much.
But if that's the reality, you know what I'm saying? We don't get to choose. Most of the most powerful people went through some stuff. They got the horrible background stories, right? And we don't get to choose how life is going to play out. And that's the part of why we're having this conversation. It's like we don't get to choose it. It's not all flowers and rainbows. It's really not. Stuff happens. That stuff, your pain can totally turn into your purpose at some point. But right now, it just hurts. And how are you going to deal with it for yourself, your family, everybody that's watching it? Because the things that we think that we're protecting folks from, they usually still know. Even if they don't know the details, the people around you, that's your immediate environment. They are directly being affected with how you handle this situation, even if you think you're doing it positively.
All them secrets you over there thinking that your kids don't hear, they know what's going on.
It's so crazy.
Because it's crazy how I listen to, like, my kids are grown now, so I listen to, they be telling me stuff that I didn't think they knew. And I'm like, oh, you knew that? You knew about that? So it's like, wow. Right. So when we think that we're hiding and we're being secretive, the kids are picking up on a lot of the things that we think that they don't know about. But they're not saying anything because there's fear there. I'm going to get in trouble because I was being nosy. I shouldn't have been listening.
I mean, people have to understand, right? Like, the way we communicate, only 10% is verbal. So everything that you're not saying is what we are paying attention to. That's what's being taught with mimic. If you're teaching me that my voice don't matter, then I'm not going to speak. If you're teaching me that you're not supposed to tell everything, then guess who? You just taught me how to lie. And I'm going to tell you, even as a responsible parent, we teach our kids how to lie all the time.
We do.
And especially when we make comments like, don't you do that while you're in my house. Yeah, my mama made that messed up. And guess what? I got good about making sure she didn't know, because she messed around and said these words. Don't get caught. So guess what? I made sure I got good about mine.
So now you become good at covering up and
because the instructions, right? Don't get caught. Bad.
Absolutely. Being sneaky.
You gotta be careful.
You gotta be careful for sure.
I want to ask a question, because I know one of the ones that we talked about was why younger generations question authority. Didn't you? Like, I don't think that's just a new generational thing or just for younger generations. I mean, who on here did not question authority?
I think the only, you know what, not in my household though, not my mother.
Hey, look, not out loud.
I felt like I wasn't gonna get I wasn't questioning that, but I would question the teachers. I would mouth off at the teachers. Oh, I was reckless in school. My mouth was crazy.
Okay, you're not my mama.
8, 9 years old.
You ain't my mama.
You what?
You ain't my mama. My mama don't even talk to me like that.
You're not gonna hit me. So what you gonna do? You gonna call my mother? All right, but then there's that fear there. You do
children. Hey, look, children, if y'all watching, excuse me, even youth. You heard what she just said? That they not gonna hit me. Remember the generation in front of you?
Yeah.
Those teachers did spank them. They would hit you.
By the way.
Yes, they would hit you. Everybody in the neighborhood would hit you before your mama got home from work.
A lot of times the parents would, let a teacher say something crazy to your child, or even they coming up to the school and they wilding out.
Yeah.
So you know, once your kid sees that, they already know what it is. Oh, okay, but you ain't gonna do nothing.
Exactly. Hey, look, call my mama. Call my mama. Then you had some people that call my mom. My phone not even on. Like it was it was simple. But you know, you see this all the time because you're dealing directly with the youth. I know that this kid, the students now, because you know I still got 3 left before they done. Well, I guess 2 now. But the parents, the teachers don't even want to babysit your kids no more. And they don't even try to fight because the parents are fools. It is more like, don't you take that phone that I paid money for. Don't you say they can't. Did they? I spent $300 on the nails. I spent $300 on that hair. The parents are a problem. It ain't even the kids. And the kids are directly watching their toxic parents talk to other adults with no sense. No sense. So now with the youth, the question authority, because usually they parents is like that. They ain't got no respect for authority. No. It's like so a lot of behaviors are learned. They weren't even taught. They're learned. Like we have to be accountable for the stuff that we accidentally taught. And I'm sure every last one of y'all, have y'all seen with your kids stuff you know you ain't shown that your kids do? You be like, hey,
where you learn that?
Right. They walk a certain way, they say something, you just be like, ooh, I don't even think I showed you that.
At all.
That's right.
Nature versus nurture is real. So some of that stuff you ain't even do intentionally.
That's true.
Or the moment you see yourself in your kid.
Well, that's so true. Because then now your kids, now they got to come out into the world and interact with the world, and they don't even know how to do that. Like my daughter had a problem with authority. Like she would mouth off to the police, teach everybody. It was just the anger that she had. It was like, you ain't gonna tell me what to do type situation. And it didn't.
You said your daughter?
My daughter, yes. It didn't work out.
Did you hear your mouth, Miss New York?
Oh, absolutely. I absolutely seen a lot of me in her. And
she was like, my mama black and proud.
And on top of all of that, there was anger that she had too. So that just affected everything for her. You know, because it's like, what? I don't care. I'm gonna do what I want to do. I don't care about trouble. I don't care about getting in trouble. So what? I go to jail. And it was that she had that attitude until she went to jail. And then it was like, I can't. She was in jail for 3 weeks. She never went back.
Good job.
She never
she was hard headed. She didn't get just a weekend. She got 3 weeks.
She didn't even do. You know, she didn't even do it. She got arrested after that for something she did do.
Hey, look, don't put a business in the street. This is nationwide.
It's over and done with now. So at the end of the day, listen, I'm very transparent. Sometimes to a default, but it is what it is.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
I was about to say, Mr. Terrell. It's the
truth.
My niece and nephew is like that right now. They don't come to me because I don't play with them.
Yeah.
But see, and that's the thing too. If you know as an influential role in anyone's life, and it don't have to just be the children, it can be your cousins or your siblings too, like just an influential role and people are listening to you, it's best to be available because sometimes your experience, if you don't been through some things, lived experience is better than any book. Don't leave them to their own devices. If you know what this looks like, then keep yourself available because you're the best teacher. But you may not know how to talk. That's the truth. You may not know how to talk. So you really do got to be honest with you what your capabilities are when it comes to communication. If you know you don't know how to talk, but you got a story to tell, find out what your love language is, how it is that you need to communicate. If you need to write it down and put some notes, something quick. If you need to text them instead of having a real conversation, like when y'all not even arguing or when the problem's not a problem, do so. Because that lived experience is much better than anything that anybody can read or watch on TV and in a movie. Because it's real life. But most of us, we get, so ashamed and caught up in stuff. And it's like, be proud of your journey because it could have been worse. You still made it. You made it through all that craziness. You may be still working on it, but you here. So tell the truth and be honest. You can really make a difference in somebody's life. And so they don't have to fall down that same rabbit hole or whatever, you know what I'm saying, you went through. We be trying to protect ourselves because we're so sensitive, but it don't benefit nobody.
Well, Hope said that. Hope did that, so hopefully y'all gotta go through that.
Let me just add this. Since I put my daughter's negative stuff out there, which was years ago, I at least want to say something positive about my baby. Has definitely moved forward and she progressed and she's not in those spaces anymore. So
Hey, look, you also said homie didn't go back.
And
you know what I'm saying?
She's handling her own business and doing what she got to do as an adult in this world. So, this was teen years. My daughter's 30. Oh, shoot, she's gonna be 34. What's the
sure she want that known too. Good job.
My birthday's in 2 days. It's in 2 days.
So you getting old.
You said
now, how do you guys feel about the whole part of is a disagreement when you are trying to influence or guide or manipulate, whatever, what I'm saying, the wording is, when you are trying to do what you do and help change somebody else's life with your kids, if they disagree with you, is it disrespectful?
It's the tone in the way they react to it. If you say, hey, I don't agree, or you go another direction, I'm cool with that. But the whole yelling, getting up in my face, it's gonna be some furniture moving.
Well, yeah,
it's presentation and how you address it.
So just
because if I wouldn't take it off a person off the street, I'm sure not gonna take off a kid I made. So as long as we can have a decent conversation, we're good. You know what I'm saying? Even if I don't agree.
Yeah, I think kids are afraid to disagree with their parents. A lot of them.
Yeah.
They're afraid to say, no, I don't agree with that, or I don't know many kids that say that to their parents, y'all.
Mine.
That's good. So you're teaching them in this, mine now, so I can't. I mean, we have adult now. So
like I said, I taught them that they can ask me anything, but it's how you say it. So we'll have some moments throughout the teenage class. The oldest one is 23, the youngest is 16. So and they're this generation, so they are very, very quick, smart, outside the box, right? So they'll ask anything because I've already opened that door for them to ask anything. Certain topics, I'll let them know. That's a little bit above your pay grade. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna need you to go a little bit before we have to ask that, or I can have to say, I don't have to owe you anything. I don't have to answer that because one, I still make sure that they understand the line of authority. You know what I mean? Right. Like you're not about to necessarily ask me why for everything I said. So, because the main thing, even if I say I need you to clean up something or I need you to call off for that day because I need you.
Yeah, that why.
Why do I need to do that?
No.
I respond by saying, one, I'm just let you know I do not have to answer this. I could say because I said so, but I'm going to actually give you a little respect and actually make sure that you respect me too. Because I want you there, and yes, I am asking you first. But if you do have something that you're already doing, you got to go to work. There's a way of getting that back to me without you, you know what I'm saying, acting like you're going to have me with some attitudes. Because the truth is, and we have to understand as adults, the truth is, if I just assume that you're free and available and I just claim your time, at certain ages, that is rude. You know what I'm saying? That's not considering them and what they're doing, that they may have their own plans. And that's the truth of it. It doesn't matter that you was disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Like you did not treat that child of any age with respect and let them make a decision with what you were offering. And that's the truth of it. But you got to be mature enough yourself to even accept that. Let your pride aside that maybe you handle it differently.
But if you
I make sure that I listen to them.
In a video game, you ain't doing nothing.
And you have some people that and it depends on the kids. Because I have some kids that the anxiety will fill them up with too much. So their voice tone is going to go up. They're going to panic. They're going to be fearful, and their tone is going to go up. I have to remember them, what they go through, how they handle this section. Are they mature enough to express what they're saying? And then I have to make sure that I don't get triggered by what they're saying to listen, because I know with certain kids, while they're talking, even though it's rude and loud, if you shut them up, they're not going to speak. You never going to hear that story. You better let them rant. Because sometimes that rant, most times, even as adults, when you let people rant, you find out what it really is. But you got to be strong enough to let them talk. You know what I'm saying? You can correct them afterwards, but let them spill the freaking beans. Because if you tell them, man, you're going to cut all that stuff up and don't you talk to me like that, they'll do exactly what you said and they will not talk to you. And then later on, you find out that they were smoking crack during that conversation. They were doing other drugs. They were doing other drugs and pills. They were doing stuff. Okay, they were on social media requiring attention and getting likes by a lot of people. They were feeding this void that you created because you ain't listened to them and let them yell. Because sometimes yelling don't mean it's disrespectful. It means I'm mad. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm hurt. I can't express this to you nothing lower than this amount of tone. Like I'm upset. I'm worked up. Let me go through it. And sometimes we do just have to do it. Let them go through it. Let them go through it. Like, what is it hurting you if they was yelling? Come on.
My thing is like, if we are people, use your words. I don't mind what you're saying. It's the tone and the attitude you're taking towards me. I feel like if we have open space, you should be able to tell me, even if you're upset, you should be able to tell me that without curse words, without getting in my face, without
curse words,
about the fire on me. You know what I'm saying?
You're triggering shell.
See?
You're triggering shell.
You should be able to have a conversation without becoming a level of like disrespect. Because if I wouldn't take it off a person on the street, I'm not taking it from my kid. And I feel like I give you enough lane where you can express yourself properly without having to feel like you're gonna like take it out on me.
You respectfully shut it down.
Wait.
First of all,
hey man,
it's like don't make me forget who you are and treat you like a stranger in the street. So some homies do require that.
Exactly.
Hey, look, I've had to tell my kids, be like, see, y'all just know me as mom in these streets, but I will one hand jump over this counter. Who are you talking to? Sometimes you do have to say that. But you can still
use your words with me. You know what I'm saying? That's all I ask.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
Your truth is your truth, but use your words for me. You know what I mean? Keep all that extra stuff that you use to communicate in the streets outside there. Talk to me like you got some sense. And I'm
totally for trying to understand, because a child's behavior just does not automatically just happen. It's coming from somewhere. So if your children is walking up at you and doing all these kind of different things, yes, as a parent, it is disrespectful, but you got to look at why they're acting like this.
Hey, look, because it might be coming from you.
Yeah, it
like,
just come
are they
from
talking to you the way that you talk to them? Like,
or they hear you talking to their father or someone else, and how you talking to
where they learn this from. Like,
so you just quick to shut it down. But now you need to think about, okay, why they doing this?
Where they come from? Exactly. Ask some questions, like as an adult, not even just parent, but as an adult. Why are you acting petty? Why are you being the immature one? Like you being all triggered and all in your emotions. Do you really think that this 13-year-old is really trying to question your authority? Are they really trying to check you?
Exactly.
I know what they're saying, but they have no control. Like this is your house. You know what I'm saying? They don't run nothing in the street. So literally, it's like you really have to get out of your own feelings and see what they're really trying to say. The first couple of sentences is the surface. The first thing that most people say, and this is even as adults, that is not the problem. Like that is not what they really actually want to say or want to talk about. So it's like you got to stop being triggered on the first couple sentences so you can get to what's real. If you are triggered at any age by the first response, then guess what? A lot of your situations is the way they are because of who you are and how you handle things.
I get that. It depends on what your first words are.
Right.
I'm gonna keep it a book. It depends on what your first words are.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that because you buck up at me. I mean, my instant reaction is to probably put my hand around your throat. Then I'm gonna think about, okay, what's going on later on.
Because she's in New York, y'all.
Immediately, I'm snapping because what's happening?
You said
what's happening? Next nation. What? What's happening?
It's true. But you have to be, but you have to be real with yourself, because that kid did not get it by themselves. They got it from somewhere. And if you got to look in the mirror, or if you need to really look clear about their environment, maybe there's some stuff going on that you're not aware. You're neglectful a little bit. You're not as attentive. You are not as present. If this child is talking to you crazy and you really genuinely feel like, I don't know who you are, then you ain't been paying attention. Yeah, because it's only been your child for how long? Because I'm telling you, like, look, because people, we know our kids. We may not know everything about them. We know our mates. We know our kids. Like, you know this stuff. So if you genuinely are caught off guard, then guess what? You are not present. You're missing all kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff.
I do know every generation believes is correcting the mistakes of the one before it. Right. So we are trying to not make the same mistakes that our parents made. I just think that, for parents who are still raising their children, that you gotta learn how to lead in love, not fear, and communicate with your kids. And I know sometimes that's a foreign thing because, the parents, I'm the parent, they're the child, they're gonna listen to me. And I don't care. I think we gotta do away with that thought process because you don't want your children growing up in fear. I don't feel like I don't think your child should be afraid of you. I think they should be afraid to mess up or do something wrong because there's consequences to that. Not to be fearful of you to the point where they do not communicate with you or tell you what's going on, because that's what happens a lot of times. Kids fear the parent so much that they won't even say anything.
You know what? I love her public service announcement. It's like, hello, public service announcement. Everyone who's listening and those in the back, you make sure you get really close to your screen. So In 2026, I'm just going to make sure that you hear me. The world is full of people that are depressed and anxious, or full of anxiety. Because guess what? You did it.
You
okay. If you are fearful at home, everything that it's like we learn how to deal with the public and people at home. So if you're teaching them fear, if the people who are obligated to you, the people who are supposed to love you and be responsible, the people you're supposed to trust are trash, then guess what? You don't trust nobody else. And that's the truth of it. The people who are supposed to take care of you did not. So that's why we walking around with a whole bunch of people who don't trust other people. It's like the people who were supposed to do this, they weren't that great at it. Yeah. So you are the problem. I'm just saying. Like, and that's why we
are operating from the space of depression and having all the different things going on. Seek help. You know, I mean, seriously, so you can be better for yourself, so you can be better for your kids. You know, it's I know there's a lot of people out there that are dealing with depression because they can't make ends meet or they're struggling and things like that. And it's hard, especially when you have kids. Yeah. So you're only going to operate from that space. And when your kids is getting on your nerves, what's going to happen? You're going to be hollering and screaming at them, and it's going to cause a whole lot of confusion.
And it's okay. That's what you know.
Right.
Give yourself some grace. Like you didn't know no better. Like you are doing the best with what you know. And that's why here we make sure that we put that stuff on the banners. Because if you don't know that there's resources, then you genuinely didn't know where to go. Right. Like be okay with it's okay that you're broken. Because we all try to figure it out. But the thing is, are you trying to actively get healed? You know what I'm saying? Like acceptance is everything. You do not, even in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, who told you you're supposed to have it all together? That's that dream they keep feeding us on TV. Right. We are all trying to figure it out in real time. So be kind to yourself. Make sure that you are an example. Don't just say, I want my kids to do better. Be an example. Show them better. Or at least admit that maybe you can't. And then get them around other people who can show them better. Don't be in your feelings. You don't want to share the attention of your kids. I'm gonna need you to grow up. I'm gonna need y'all to grow up. Period. As adults, we have too many immature adults walking around trying to figure out what's wrong with the kids. Because these kids, these past couple of generations, and I know you know, they something different. They so much faster. They are intelligent. They are so confident in who they are in elementary school. And you in your 60s still trying to figure out what you want to be when you grow up. You should be paying attention to these kids. You know what I'm saying? These kids are ahead of their game. The Lord made them very smart. These kids are fast. They are like walking processors. The information that they handle and the decisions that they make, whether it's negative or positive, are much faster. They're not wasting no time. And you got to be careful too, because these children now, not are they bold and they don't care about authority. They also are very sensitive, but they also are dangerous. Yes, I said it. They are also dangerous. So don't play with it thinking that your authority and because of who you are will not get you laid out. These kids are not playing. They are different. So we got to get out of that mindset of what we know, because what we know right now in 2026 don't mean jack. You better pay attention to these youth and let them teach you and adapt to who they are versus what we thought we knew, because we do not know where we going moving forward. These kids are different. They different. They got different issues. I mean, and they ain't really got no common sense. Hey, look, I'm sorry, but not sorry. A lot of them don't got no common sense. But the stuff that they know, I mean, really, you mess around, put your kid on punishment, and then they sell your whole house on eBay. These kids are smart.
Turn your house into an Airbnb.
Kicked you out of your own.
I just want to know how much you got for it.
Hey, look, they didn't use AI to take the parents' name off the lease. It's like these kids are smart.
I'm gonna say fair market value. If you get anything less than what I paid for it, you better get it back. That's what I'm saying.
You better.
It's the truth.
Yeah,
well, guys, we are we're over the hour.
Yes.
So you got to catch this on YouTube.
Joining us, catch the replay if you're just joining, or if you caught the end of it, go watch the whole thing, because it's a lot of great information between the laughs. We like the laughs.
Between the laughs, that's so good.
Between the laughs, with some serious stuff going on too. We try to make a little bit of sense. Sometimes, most of the time. Let me just say
most of the time.
Yeah.
Hey, look, take the grains that you need, leave the rest.
That's it.
Ain't no pressure. We got 4 different opinions right here, but we are unified.
You need to stay on today because you have to tell us what you didn't tell us last week when you jumped off.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa, good callback. I'm put that on the board.
Yeah.
Good callback.
Accountability.
Yeah,
I know
man.
what's called. All right, you guys, this is an amazing show.
Yeah.
Tune in tomorrow. We'll have an amazing guest.
And make sure you shout out to WXAN Radio. Make sure we give them a shout out and go check out our website at www.theunitedfront.com, where you can just kind of browse around, check out all of the past shows and so forth and so on. And if you have an idea for a show, if you want to reach out to us, send us an email at weareunited@myyahoo.com.
Yes.
And we will see y'all next week. And if you want to consider donating to the show, hit us up on the Cash App at the United Front Network. All proceeds go to the operating fees of this network. We will see you guys next week. Peace and love.
You are now running with scissors. Let's go.